Stand by, arming now.
I say we take off and nuke the entire site from orbit.
One.
Today's Laserforce Internationals podcast is brought to you by Cheez-Its. They're full of cheesy goodness and great for redecorating your friends' cars and all of the pockets in the doors. And also brought to you by Fireball. If you love the taste of Big Red Gum and also waking up in a strange haze, try Fireball today. Moving on to serious business, we are coming here to you live from the end of Day 2 of the 2017 Laserforce Internationals. It's been a long day, a great competition, and first of all, suck it to all you haters out there who said that Sac was going to get 6-0 to buy the Brisbane team because we won a game.
Well, you did play out the way that I said that you were going to lose.
Yeah, you didn't predict 6-0, so you don't have to suck it.
You're right, thanks.
I didn't predict 6-0 either, so fuck you, DK. I predicted pretty much exactly what happened.
Who we got around the table tonight?
So, starting obviously, this is DK signing in with all your great sponsors, and we're also joined by...
Death to All from Detroit.
Van from Auckland.
Lil Snowflake from Chula.
Scythe from, I forgot my site name. Guy next door from Auckland.
Wolfman from Detroit.
So we had a long day with a number of upset wins. I don't even know if they are upset wins anymore, since we've had so many teams that are vying kind of in that 3-7, even the 3-8 bracket now seems like it's wide open since Loveland. How many games did Loveland take today?
One.
Oh, only one.
They won
for sure.
against Detroit.
It felt like more games than that. Loveland has definitely improved quite a lot today, so they could be in the conversation in round 2.
They took a game off of Auckland, but after a post-game penalty, they lost it.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, right now, Loveland's sitting on 2 points after having played eight matches. So they've won one game, but that, I mean, where they are stats wise, and I said this yesterday. Right now is really not a good indication of the level of effort and the level of improvement that they're putting forth. It's not going to surprise me if they pull out a few more games during round 2. I mean, I'm not convinced they can necessarily break themselves out of 8th at this point. I think they may be somewhat cemented there for only having 2 points after eight matches, but man, they are certainly consistently outperforming, in my opinion. You guys are all free to disagree with me, but if you disagree with me, you're so fucking wrong.
They could be a definite bracket buster when we get to finals play. We'll see what happens.
Australia finals.
You heard it here first, folks. As good as Wolfman's other predictions.
So moving on from Loveland, we've got Chula Vista and Detroit level on 14 match points, with Detroit tie breaking it up on their point differential. We'll start with Chula. Again, this is I'm going to sound like a broken record here, but Chula on 14 points is not any indication of, again, the level of effort being put forth, the level of improvement being put forth, and the quality of their games at this point. I mean, the reality is they've had a couple of games where if things may have just gone a little bit differently, maybe capitalized on a mistake or didn't make a mistake on their end, they got pounced on and shredded. They could quite conceivably be sitting, in that 20-point range right now, very easily.
We've got Snowflake here from Chula. What are your thoughts on how today's gone?
So we played against, who did we play first? Our winning games, was it Detroit or Loveland? I think we played Loveland first.
Oh yeah.
I think Loveland they were a great team. I got to play Commander one game. I was super happy about that. I got my one game of Commander in. Did not do as well as I thought I was going to do. Luke is very mobile.
Talking about Rosie, for those of you watching the stream.
He's very mobile, and it caused a problem for me. And he's about 1,000 feet tall, and I couldn't. And my jump shots, he shot me every time I tried to jump shot him. I think he's pretty deadly accurate on his shots. He's pretty straight up about the rules. He knows them pretty well, and he has a backline I had trouble breaking. But Josiah is, one of my close friends, one of the couple people I stayed in touch with from Loveland, along with Caleb or
He's playing good, man. He's having a good tournament.
He is, but I feel like he gets a little ahead of himself. And, he's a funny guy. He likes to make jokes in game. But he got missiled twice in one game from talking to someone waiting for a high five. And, if that's... Like, Loveland totally could be a great team. Like, I think Caleb's... He's about 4 feet tall, and he uses that to his advantage, definitely.
He just needs to embrace the scout powers.
Exactly. No, I don't think he understands that to his full potential yet. And I don't know. I think they could be a very good team. But no, going back to Josiah, I think he gets a little ahead of himself.
He gets that self-doubt in
Yeah.
him too. He gets
Okay,
not so
yeah,
much
actually,
frustrated, but
definitely see
like
that.
if something happens that doesn't go his way, he blames himself. Sometimes it couldn't be handled. Stuff happens, but he blames himself, and then he gets in his own head.
Yeah. And then I also did notice they started, bickering back and forth as I attacked them. I pushed him out once, and it was this way, no, this way, go this way, no, this way, go this way, and
Yeah, that can be a real team
I
killer.
think what we decided is that one of us, it's either me or Nolan, decides the plan, and everybody has to listen to that one person. And unless they start doing something like that, I don't think that works.
Well,
I mean, and because they're all, to me, it honestly seems like a fight for who's in charge, who has the big boy pants on.
it helps to have a commander-in-chief, but not every team has that dynamic
Right.
just rolling off the back. But speaking of Chula Vista, one of my goals for this tournament was not to get any penalties or any missiles, but Connor ruined that for me. The dickhead missiled me twice in one game.
Get wrecked, scrub.
I got so wrecked, but I also put 16 hits into his medic over the span of 2 games, so I guess I got him back.
That is true. You're not wrong. But I am, speaking of my pro missiles, I do definitely think that against Auckland's team, I ran out of shots in about 4 seconds because Nolan died in like a minute 30. Sleep for the Week died super early on.
That was
I got
awkward.
a miss on each of their scouts without shots, and I don't know how they managed to let me do that. But I missiled W
terrible.
4 times in one game against Detroit.
Yeah, that was a great opening move by Auckland in that game where they played against Chula.
When they did that
Virus's
against us.
nuke was absolutely brilliant, killed out Chula's ammo, and that just sealed the match right there. So that was definitely a highlight of the day for Auckland.
I think we also went
One
into
of
that
few.
match. I think we also went into that match feeling a bit cocky because we did beat them in a practice game. During
Yeah,
practice, we
the
beat
practice
them.
games have not necessarily been a strong predictor
No,
of things
not at all.
going forward. Things have flipped around quite a bit. Well,
And no, but Auckland is a
We're
not
horrible.
only
Yeah,
handsome
we're
team,
horrible.
not only handsome team, but they're definitely one up there in my eyes. I think they're definitely.
I think Auckland right now is just struggling with one case of bubonic plague and another hepatitis C or something along those lines.
And a knee injury now.
Oh yeah, and we had a knee injury from Lejeune, so also polio or just some other need for amputation. So it might be a long round too.
Also
Herpes
unfortunate.
encephalitis.
Also unfortunate. He had to take his dog home. His dog it looks like a mop with dreads.
Yes,
It's a dreaded mop.
the Poolie is definitely now the official icon of Laserforce Internationals 2017.
That dog gives me life. That dog is amazing.
So why don't we move on over here to Scythe and get the Detroit rundown?
Pass.
And there you have the Detroit rundown, ladies and gentlemen.
We had like a super tough day. I mean, we had some games, like some scores were dropped, and we're struggling. That's about all. We're all on the struggle bus. I mean, we're
currently driving the struggle bus.
Yeah, like
Actually, I think DK is driving the struggle bus.
Sackland's driving the struggle bus, and all of Detroit is riding the bus.
That's imitation DK. For you
That's pretty
listeners
much
out there.
what is going on. I mean, we had like some super highlights. We had our rival game versus Syracuse, and we started off strong, beating them the first game by a pretty good margin, and then the second game we just shit the bed and stuff happened and went wrong.
Mistakes were made.
Yeah, mistakes were definitely made that game.
There's a lot of passive voice happening right now.
Yeah, there's just awkwardness all around. But I mean, even with the Chula Vista game, we dropped our second match to Chula Vista in round 2, so that hurt us with the standings. We're hoping to get out of 6th place and move up a little bit. That's going to be way more difficult now that we're still in the bottom half of the teens, and we need to move up clear into the 20s and possibly 30s. So, I mean, we can't keep dropping matches, but at this point, I think we're sitting pretty solid where we're at, and we'll have to adjust accordingly because honestly, our opponent's looking like it's going to be, Syracuse versus Detroit. So, stay tuned for that if the standings hold up for that.
Get ready for bed shit 2, the shittening.
Yeah. I mean, to me, it's always fun when we play New York, but it's also very personal. So like it's a battle of the East. Like who's the top team in the East? And Detroit's had it for quite some time now. So I mean, it's gonna be brutal, especially if it's in an elimination round. Like I'm gonna come at my fullest and try to replicate what I did today to them, but we'll see how that goes.
And it's just nice, the Battle of the East, that it's on a neutral playing field instead of normally when we battle, it's either at our home site in Detroit or in Syracuse.
Yeah.
So
It's always fun.
it's either like, each team has the stronger side when it's at the home field. So this is kind of like neutral.
Yeah, I just wish the teams would have been a little bit more evenly matched.
Yeah.
With Syracuse's team being very top-loaded, so but yeah, we'll see how it goes. We're gonna make some adjustments probably tomorrow going forward, and we'll attempt to
Not suck.
yeah, keep the struggle bus rolling with Sacramento here driving and us just riding along.
I think with your team, it's Scythe. Scythe is his team right now, and I think the way I think we barely managed to beat him.
I don't know, man. Like
because
it takes 6 people to beat
it
a
does.
Laserforce team.
But I think if Jesse knows what he's doing, Wolfman knows what he's doing. But okay, maybe knows what he's doing.
Wolfman
but
just laughed.
I think if they had, I think if they had, if they had anybody like my boy Jer Bear back home, shout out to you, my boy
No,
Jer Bear.
they
If had
abandoned us.
anybody, I think they'd
Don't
definitely,
include them.
I think if they had anybody extra, they would. I think they'd be sitting where
They had a chance.
Where
They knew
Sackland-
about a year in advance.
Or I think they'd be sitting where Santa Cruz is. I think they'd be definitely in third. I think, okay, well, he gets like 10,000 million points a game. He gets immense amount of points. Jesse shoots me every time I try to go in, and it's
Hey,
not
I
a
have
team.
to. Nobody else will.
This is not, this is not a team that this is not a team we're going to look past, and we're hoping we know they're going to be coming back for revenge in the finals when we play them, or not finals. Just kidding, not finals. Playoffs.
Yep.
The playoffs.
Well, we've been joined now by 2 special guests. We have 2 representatives from SAC B. We got Nimitz and Bronwyn chilling out with us. So,
How you guys doing?
Bronwyn, how did you think the day went?
Generally bad.
That's accurate.
We tried to continue pulling ourselves together from what we did last night, and it sort of worked, but we'd win the first game, and then the second game would be all hyped, and then we would totally suck.
Sounds familiar.
Sounds like Sac 8.
Hey, join us on the struggle bus. We got
room.
Room on there.
There's room on this.
SAC B did manage, though, in their last match against SAC A, to flip their positions to a seemingly random order, which apparently just put us all on mega tilt because we couldn't even eliminate them the first game and got us all screaming at each other within the span of 5 minutes.
And then we took that and tried to play off of it, and it worked really badly, kind of.
That's probably the angriest I've ever seen a winning team be.
I know, I was like, why are you guys yelling? You guys won.
Which
Operation Use Panties was good.
Our
Bread is in the toaster, guys.
is that what you guys are saying?
Yeah.
Oh, that was interesting.
Cards Against Humanity.
What did you think, Dennis? Huh? You got any feedback on the games?
I think we could. We've certainly been very close with pretty much every match. It's just that we do well on red side, and we go to green, and we just get shit on. So we just need to pull it together and figure something out.
You're certainly not the only team that has dealt with that issue.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like we've always known green is the more difficult side to defend, but here it's just very, very apparent.
I love green.
Yeah, oddly enough, the two teams at the top of the bracket seem to prefer green, whereas most of the other teams seem to prefer red. So just mix of different styles, I think, is kind of what it comes down to.
I
It's
think-
definitely one of the things I like about our field.
If you can hold it, I think green does have the stronger defense, but you need to be like really good in order to do that.
I think that's my cue. Tag out red.
Excellent.
Bye, friends.
All right, Snowflake.
Goodbye.
We got Redneck Tech now sitting in, taking his place as the Chula rep.
Howdy.
KR's over here, you know.
So, moving on from Sac B, I think we've got what Auckland sitting above them right now.
Yeah.
Honestly, after how today went, I don't know how. Today
We're coming for you guys.
But we started.
Today
the day
started well.
pretty good.
Today started well, and then went progressively downhill. It was just like, man, it was one of those days that we pretty much did what we needed to with the two matches that we were going to do something with, because the Brisbane match was never going to go well, and then like from there it was like nothing quite went right. Like everything, like doubles were being missed, and just like and just for no good reason. And stuff like that was happening, and there was a lot of
There's some lag issues,
Of course, Chula had to be the one that you guys were on point for.
That was a fun match, though. Like,
Yeah.
We've had some pretty fun matches today. Like we played US, we played CV today, and that was super fun. We played Sac B today,
and that was fun.
That was really fun.
We played Detroit.
That was a
today.
good game.
Played Detroit today, was it?
Yeah, that was today.
Oh, was
No, that was
it?
yesterday.
Was that yesterday?
That was yesterday.
Dude,
days are already
it's
blending
all
together.
blending together. I don't know when the hell anything's happening
Our
anymore.
fun match will be tomorrow. Don't worry.
Yep.
Okay, sweet ass.
That's what we're looking forward to.
Yeah, so we had some really fun games, and we had
Some really shocking games. Yeah.
Well, you guys have finally answered the age-old question of what has 11 legs and a collective white blood cell count of about 102. So
That'd be Auckland right now.
It's a smart joke for all you scholars out there.
So
Yeah.
that's pretty much all.
It was a mixed bag. Plus, now we've got two guys that have been sick, and now we have Lejeune, who's put his knee out, and hopefully he'll be back tomorrow. But I mean, who knows? We'll see.
it doesn't appear, at least from my decidedly unprofessional medical opinion, that he ruptured anything. It's not super
he
swollen,
messaged
but
earlier and said that he found some stuff and he thinks he'll be all right with
all right,
anti-inflammatories. But
cool,
yeah,
good to hear.
I'm just glad he's okay. Like he looked pretty rough. I think
It was definitely a scary moment in there. I was really worried there was an ACL tear involved the way he went down.
I think he was almost more distressed about potentially leaving the team down. And I was like, nah, not at all. Like these things happen.
There's been a lot of injuries this tournament.
Yeah.
Like a lot of falls and
Nails getting caught on people.
nails.
There's at least
We fixed that. By
well,
Probably not the
Yeah,
one.
but-
We can add tetanus to the list of diseases Auckland has now.
All right.
half of his shorts missing.
That's shots fired.
Rusty, I'm pretty sure, destroyed his singlet. And there's about 20 different ice bags sitting out in the foyer. It's terrible. All right, so sitting in third at the moment, 38 points. We've got St. Q's.
Oh, they don't have any reps here. Awkward.
Sad.
That was a great game that we just played against them, though. They're probably my favorite to lose to, I'd have to say. They just have fun with it, and it makes you feel like, I don't mind getting my ass kicked.
Well, that is a special thing right there.
Yeah, right?
They're playing so good. Like
They are.
Thunder is killing.
Yeah,
Heavy.
Putting
Seems like a war.
putting him at heavy was their best option, and
Except for they can't stop Detroit.
Definitely a top 5 moment today was Santa Cruz needing to get an elimination in their second game of the match against Sac B. Nimitz took it all the way down to the wire, actually got a missile on Merlin with about 3 seconds left on 1 life, and Thunder comes down and shoots him out with about 0.4 seconds left to seal the match for Santa Cruz. So that was definitely a big boy pants moment for Thunder.
So coming in, it's currently tied on points at the moment.
DK's drunk.
On that note, I'd like to give a special shout out to Tom. He has the most rideable mustache in this tournament.
It haunts my dreams. All right, yeah. So both on 44 points. We have Sacramento and Brisbane at the top of the table. Brisbane are ahead on points diff by what's that? 0.01.
Oh, and yeah, they just played Loveland as well.
Yep.
So, really?
So maybe if you refresh that, they'll be winning by a little more.
Maybe.
Well, in any case, Brisbane definitely took it to us in the second game. The first match, or the first game of the match, Saké versus Brisbane, was definitely one for the ages. It was a great game, at least from a personal standpoint. It was one of my better games of the tournament. Everything just seemed to be clicking on that front. We just kind of had control of the field. It seemed like Rusty was having a really hard time getting past Yama as the heavy. I was able to sneak into the resup a number of times completely unnoticed just by assuming my liquid state and getting around some of the walls.
When you go into your liquid state, do you turn into Fireball?
It is entirely possible, yes.
It's like Alex Mack just floating right in there.
So the first game of the match, Saké was triumphant. We ended up winning by about 2,800, which got reduced to 1,800 after a post-game penalty was called on Venom for apparently what ended up being a somewhat blatant chase on Fredo. But in any case, it was definitely one of the most fun games of the tournament, even though Brisbane...
I called that.
Oh, thanks a lot, Steve-O.
Yeah,
did not end up flipping the match or anything like that. But even Brisbane, who lost the game, was gracious about it, and I had multiple players saying they thought it was one of the most fun games of the tournament. It was intense, it was back and forth, and had a good time. Then the second game, we made a couple of key miscalculations that allowed Brisbane to get the advantage, and they capitalized on it, eliminated us out. But had just one or two things gone different in that game, I think we might have been able even to win that match.
I got to hold $10 on that prediction in Vegas, by the way.
Good for you, Wolfman. Good for you. So, sorry we couldn't get it done for you, Grack, but thanks for believing in us anyway.
All right, so does anyone have anything else that they want to bring up?
It's going to be interesting come tomorrow, just the rest of the tournament, because just with the injuries that have happened right now, and just with the amount of, I guess you could say, performance that a lot of the teams have been putting out. It's going to be interesting to see what happens just come finals, just, who's going to be healthy and, how everyone is going to perform and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Finals is going to be crazy.
It is.
It's going to be so crazy.
I'm actually not really looking forward to reffing finals because there's going to be a lot of butthurt happening.
Nope.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh, dear.
Yeah,
Just don't penalize tragedy.
Or Taipan.
Yeah, or Taipan.
or Rusty.
Although, to be fair, all things considered, I think it has been a fairly clean tournament. Obviously, nobody wants a key moment to be decided by a chase that wasn't called or a shield that allows somebody to get an extra medikit or something like that. But on the whole, at least from my perspective as both a player and a ref, it's been a fairly clean tournament as far as the history of this game has gone.
For sure.
Good night, Bronwyn.
All right, so I think that feels like a good place to leave it for him today. I mean, we've got another full slate of games tomorrow. We'll be finishing up the second round kind of in the middle of the games on Thursday, and so mid Thursday round play, or mid Thursday as far as schedule goes, we'll be starting into the double elim portion of the tournament. And really, that's where the rubber's going to meet the road as far as that goes. I mean, the rounds are just here to see the teams 1 to 8 to see where they're going to go to start that bracket, and give them enough games in the maze so that when you do start the games that actually matter, they're not walking around the maze like chickens with their heads cut off, not actually knowing what where anything is. So I think tomorrow's going to bring us some more interesting games. Hopefully, we can be a little more efficient getting into and out of the games today, because today was kind of a horror show as far as that went.
Unfortunately, my accidental screw up bought us an extra 2 hours on the schedule. So go me.
Yeah. So
Were you drunk when you made the schedule?
yeah, it's certainly going to continue to be interesting for sure.
Well, I think that's going to do it for us, guys. Thanks for another great discussion. And just want to thank everybody for listening to the podcast, coming on the stream. This has been a really fun experience. So on that note, I guess we'll just thank our final sponsor, Advil PM. When you literally feel like shitting the bed because you can't be bothered to get up, pop a couple of Advil PM. You'll feel great. Good night, everybody.
Peace.